Let's take a look at more attributes in the fluid emitter. So let's go to attribute editor, and the first thing we gonna cover here is the fluid emission turbulence. Here you can change the type of the turbulence. You have gradient and random. And here you'll see return turbulence. So if you increase that, for example, to 10, and let's hit play and see, and you'll notice we don't see the result too much. So let's go up and increase the rate, for example, to 300, and let's hit play again and see. And the turbulence you see here in the fluid emitter is affecting just the density inside the emitter. Okay, so the turbulence is not happening in the container itself. Okay, so all the turbulence happening here. So let's go back and play it again. And another thing, I want to increase the base resolution, for example, to 70 to see it better. Okay, so you notice we have more turbulence in this area. Okay, so if I go to fluid emitter again, and let's scroll down, and here you'll notice we have the turbulence speed. You can control the speed of the turbulence. And here you'll see we have the turbulence frequency. You can increase the frequency and the offset and the detailed turbulence. And of course, this will add more detail to the turbulence, okay, inside the emitter. Okay, so this is important. So all the turbulence you see here, all the attributes not affecting the turbulence in the container, but happening in the emitter. Okay, so and here you'll notice we have the speed method. You have add and replace. The add will add a velocity. So this works like the velocity, okay? So this will add the velocity and this will replace the velocity. So let's click on add. And you'll notice here we have the inherit velocity. So if you increase that, nothing gonna happen because we don't have animated geometry. So this attribute works on animated geometry or animated object, okay? And these two, as you see, they are inactive because we don't have any geometry in the fluid. So, and here you notice we have a long axis. So if you increased that, notice what happened to the emitter. So now we have indicator showing us where the emitter will push the fluid, okay? I want to decrease the base resolution a little bit because it's too slow, I think. So let's set it to 40. So now it's a little bit faster and we can see the result a little bit faster in the viewport. And now if I hit play, you'll notice the emitter pushing the fluid up. Okay, so if you go to a round axis now, and now if I increase that, you notice something changed here. Okay, let me go back and show you. Let me set it to 0 and see. Okay, as you see, we now have some curve here or arrow. Okay, so now if you increase that, let's say to 10 and hit play, and we don't see the result too much, let's decrease the long axis and let's increase that to, for example, 30 and see if we can see what's happening. Okay, as you see now the fluid going around the emitter. Okay, and here you'll see we have the directional speed. So these four attributes related to each other. So if you see here written 1, right, and the number of the x and the value of the x is 1. So that means if you increase that, now you notice another indicator showing us that the emitter will push the fluid here. And if I change that, the x to negative, for example, as you see now the indicator is in this direction, okay, negative x. Okay, so let's set it to 10 and now the fluid will be pushed to the negative x, as you see. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. See you in the next lesson.